All right, bro. I turn the music off so they don't get me with the copyright stuff. Um, but I'm gonna use your league as an example. And if you want to keep it, that's cool. I can just make you like the head commish, and then you can go from there and use it. But either way, it doesn't matter. And if you don't decide to use it, I don't mind doing it for you again. So I'm gonna use your league as example. So in mine, I have um, four conferences with 8 teams in each. No computer games no CPU games. And like I was saying earlier, everyone has to join for you to be able to look at everybody's schedule and adjust the non-conference games in the schedule. If they haven't joined yet, then you won't be able to see their schedule, meaning they're just going to make random teams or random computer teams, and they'll either have to play the computer or not. However, you have the rules set up. So what I would recommend is create the league and then give everybody time to join, and then create the non-conference games once everybody joins. All right. So from here, I'm sure you know how to do this already, but Dynasty start, and then cloud multi-user, and then default user, and then set your rules. I didn't import team builder. I didn't do any of that. So I'm gonna go straight to custom conferences, and then I'm gonna go through the members to see. I'm pretty sure most people are gonna have SEC teams or the big conferences. Um, so South Carolina, Georgia, or Florida. I'm really just looking for the teams in the SEC that a normal person wouldn't get, like Vanderbilt or somebody. And I don't really see anybody like that in the league. Oh yeah, somebody got Vanderbilt actually. Just kidding. Anyway, so I'm gonna go to SEC, and all the teams that you don't want in there, you just move them to a different conference. So does anybody have Arkansas? No, I'm gonna just use an example for time's sake. So I'm gonna just do the heavy teams. So all the teams that I don't want in the conference that no one has, we're just gonna move them out. So for example, let's say no one has Arkansas. I'm gonna click on Arkansas and I'm gonna move them to the independent league. So basically just click X, R1 over to whatever conference, and then move the team here to plus at the end. Move them there. All right. And now you see Arkansas in the FBS independents, and they took them out of the SEC. All right, so you want 8 teams in there, so you got to get rid of some people. I'm gonna take out Vanderbilt, move them to independent, take out Ole Miss, move it to the independent. I'm just using that as an example. We got to do it over because I don't know who has who in your league, so just for time's sake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm just gonna take these out, move them to a different conference. Oh, I messed up. Move them to a different conference. Oh, damn, I'm tripping. My bad. Go back to SEC. Move Kentucky to a different conference. It's very tedious. It's nothing like Madden. They made Madden very easy uh, compared to this, but it's very very tedious. And what I haven't figured out yet is if we have to do this every season, and you're gonna see later on when I do the non-conference games how tedious it really is. But Yeah. I'm tripping. How many got? Get rid of one more. All right. So SEC has one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. All right. So the SEC is done. Now, if you have more than what you probably will, but if you have more than eight SEC teams, what I did is the top eight stays in the SEC, and the bottom eight goes to a different conference. And how I tell who's the top or not is I go by the overall over on the right side. So let's say, I mean, I got some weird ones in there, but um, let's say like Georgia's 91, Bama's 90, Arkansas is 89, Auburn is 87, so forth and so on. The top eight stays, and the bottom, whoever else gets moved out, just to keep it even based off of overalls, if that makes sense. All right, so you got eight in the SEC. Now let's go to the ACC. Do the same thing. Top eight stays, bottom eight goes, or whoever else goes. And eventually, the Independence League is going to fill up to where you can't add any more teams. And at that point, you'll just add it to another conference that you aren't going to use. All right, so you got eight in the ACC, eight in the SEC, and then we can do the Big Ten. I'm gonna just move them to the Sun Belt. And again, I'm just putting them in random conferences that you won't use, just to get them out the way. One more. All right, so you got eight ACC, eight Big 12, eight Big 10. Let's do the Big 12. So you got eight ACC, eight Big 12, eight Big 10, and then eight Pac SEC, which gives you 32 teams. All right, so um, one second. All right, so I'm gonna take a picture of the teams because some of these teams aren't in their respective conferences, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a second when you make the non-conference schedules because you're gonna know what team is who. All right, so ACC, Big 10, Big 12, SEC. Okay, and so you good there. You get out of that, and then you advance
It's
and
now time to
create the
select
league.
your team. Do you want to build a team from the ground up or
Pick
take
your
over? And now
team,
you'll choose where to start your journey.
head
Here, you'll
coach. So
choose
I
to
don't
create a
know.
coach of your own
I've
or use
seen
an
different people
existing one.
say
By
create a custom
creating a
coach,
custom coach,
use the
you will
regular
be able to
coach.
fully customize your coach's
I'm gonna
backstory,
wait till you stop
starting
talking
skills, and
because I don't
look,
know if you can hear me or
while
not.
existing coaches will come with an established set of skills and team bonuses to begin your journey with. Either option will allow you to earn coach points that can be used to unlock unique skills for both on and off field actions.
So I've seen in different leagues, some people say use create a coach, and some people use the existing coach. Um, in my league, I've been using the existing coach because trying to avoid glitches or whatever. So I don't know which one works best or not. So I guess that's
Congratulations. It's
trial and
time to
error.
sign your first coach.
All right, start the dynasty. All right, from here, you're gonna go to custom schedules. All right, so um, oh, it's not gonna work because I'm the only one in there, but I still should be able to explain it. All right, so for example, you're gonna have the conference games locked. You're gonna see the lock at the far left next to the week. The ones with the locks are the conference games. You cannot change those. The ones with no locks are your non-conference games and your open weeks. Okay, so for example, let's say um, I want to set a non-conference game with another user. Since we're not playing computer, um, for example, ACC, Duke. So I'm gonna click X, and then I'm going to see if I can try to find Duke. If Duke does not show up, that means they have a game already scheduled for that week. So you have a couple options. You can either um, find Duke by holding L2 and going to their schedule. And let's say, for example, Duke has a open week in week one, just like Texas. You can add Duke. So basically, if you have an open game um, and you add a game in there, you're gonna have to take a game away. So let's say you add Duke into um, week one or week zero. I'm sorry. Let's say you add Duke to week zero, and Duke also has week zero open. You'll click X, and then you'll find Duke. I can't find them now because they're not added, or it's not a user. All right, so Duke showed up, so that means Duke is available. So I would click it, and then if they have a scheduling conflict on Duke's end, this message is going to pop up right here. All right, you've reached the max number of games that you can schedule. You must remove a game before adding another. Right. So since I'm adding a game to Texas Open Week, I have to take one of these games away. And most of the time, it could be another Um, it can be a user game, or I'm sorry, not a user game, one of these non-conference games. But essentially, if you add a game, add a week, you have to take one away. Every time you add a game or every time you take one away, save it. Press circle, save, and then go back into it. Because if you don't save it and you keep going, it's going to cause a scheduling conflict with another team, and it won't be able to save. So let's say you go and you add like five different non-conference games, and you don't save it, it's going to show a scheduling conflict on one of the teams and won't allow you to save it, and you're going to lose all that. You're going to start from scratch. So every time you add a team, save it, then go back and then add the next one. Save it, get out of it, go back, add the next one. Yeah, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to show you now because I'm the only team in the league. Um, but let's see what I'm missing. So just go through each team and just go through the schedule and see who has availability in that week. So let's say, for example, you go to week two. Week two has a non-conference game, and let's say you want to play Florida State. And you go to Florida State schedule, and they have a non-conference game in week two as well. Then boom, you can set Florida State and Texas for a week two matchup because they both have a non-conference game scheduled for that week. So basically, you just have to go through each team to make sure all the schedules are right and make sure there's availability for them to play without any scheduling conflicts. And again, every time you add a team to that schedule, save it. Um, Man, I'm sorry, it's kind of hard not being able to show you because there's not. I'm the only one in this created league, so I would like to go through and show you, but I can't. But again, I don't mind doing it for you. Tomorrow is just um, around the time you said today. It's kind of wind down time in the house. So really, once I get the family to sleep, then I can hop on the game. But I hope it makes sense. If not, feel free to reach out to me. I don't mind. I don't mind helping you out. Um, all right, cool.